Coming up on AgweekTV, another large farmer in the Northern Valley goes out of business, leaving lots of debt.
A North Dakota school district has made a big investment in ag education.
And a new movie showcases some of the challenges of young people getting started in farming. Welcome to AgweekTV. I'm Rose Dunn. A large-scale farmer in the Stephen, Minnesota area has gone out of business, leaving lots of debt behind. Bill Sczepanski farmed 20,000 acres of corn, beans, and sugar beets at his peak, but the commodity price drop after 2014, combined with a couple of wet years, were more than he could overcome. As Mikkel Pates reports, his land, equipment, and other assets are being sold off in an attempt to satisfy his creditors.
We're winding down on another big farm insolvency in the northern Red River Valley.
Like all farmers, Mr. Sczepanski was affected by the drop in commodity prices that occurred in 2014. But that drop in commodity prices affected farmers up in this area probably even more, because they experienced very wet conditions, in particular in 2015 and 2016. And that hurt a lot of farmers.
The Bill Sczepanski insolvency isn't as big as the MCM case, but it has a huge impact on this region.
McMartin was a bigger farmer. He was farming up to about 50,000 acres. Sczepanski was farming about 20,000 acres. Mr. Sczepanski did have a larger percentage of land that he owned, but both of them leased a significant part of their land, and that effectively leverages problems when they go bad as well as benefits when they go well.
The Sczepanski case involves $7 to $8 million in debts. Some of his land and other assets, including farm equipment, have been sold off. In addition, Sczepanski owed nearly $1.5 million to the Farmers Elevator in Alvarado, Minnesota, which is one of the reasons the elevator changed hands.
There's no doubt that whenever any significant farmer or any significant business enterprise goes out of business, it's got a negative effect not just for those individuals, but really everybody in the community.
The court decided that about $1 million in unit retains from American Crystal Sugar Company could be auctioned off for the benefit of creditors. Before it's over, the Sczepanski case may help decide some questions over co-op law versus creditor rights in insolvencies. For Ag Week, this is Mikkel Pates at Warren, Minnesota.
Bill Sczepanski declined Mikkel's attempts to interview him for this story. You can read more about it in the next Ag Week magazine. A cold, snowy spring means sugar beet planting will likely be delayed until early May, and that could cause problems controlling weeds. Extension sugar beet weed specialist Tom Peters says farmers should be using pre-emergent herbicides in conditions like this because crop and weed emergence will be different than usual. Peters says the same principle applies to corn and soybeans as well.
There's this idea that, especially in a late year, we have to put all of our energy on planting, that we have to get everything planted as quickly as possible. We're going to get into trouble if we see some rain events and we start to see some weeds emerge. I want to see farmers stage this, where they plant and then they apply product, and plant some more and apply product.
Peters says this is especially important in battling water hemp. It's moving into the Red River Valley from the south, and if growers wait to apply post-emergence herbicide this year when beet plants are in the two-leaf stage, it will be later than needed for water hemp. Cover crops are a relatively new thing in the region's ag, and they carry special challenges for organic producers who can't fall back on chemicals to control weeds. The types of soils and weather conditions can vary widely across the region, and so do the cover crops. Cover crops can correct a variety of issues, including biomass, soil fertility, erosion, and even weeds.
Every farmer has their own specific issues, and typically some version of a cover crop will correct any or all of those issues. It's the right amount of cover crops, the right kind of cover crop, when it's placed and how it's used, as well as incorporating possibly a grazing system with cattle or sheep or goats.
Johnson says organic producers have no problem with weed resistance to chemicals. He says when he does see weeds, he knows it's because something is out of balance in his field. He says the ultimate goal may be to become no-till organic. A familiar face has returned to NDSU Extension to help cattle producers. Brian Neville worked for NDSU for 6 years at the Streeter Station, then worked for an animal nutrition company for 2 years. Now he's anxious to bring that unique mix of experience and knowledge to livestock producers at his new job at the Carrington Research Extension Center.
The research that's traditionally happened out here at Carrington has been very much on the applied nature in terms of the feedlot research and the dry lot cow-calf research that's been done, and hope to continue that and help to provide answers for everyday problems that the producers in the state of North Dakota might have.
The uniqueness comes that he's been out in industry for a couple of years as a nutritionist consultant and so forth, and has been exposed to a lot of the challenges that the producers across not only the northern part of the U.S. but through the Canadian provinces have had.
Neville says he expects to focus on background feeding and feedlot nutrition, as well as management components, including feed bunk management and pen maintenance. He may also focus on situational issues, such as developing rations especially suited to drought. Ahead on AgweekTV, former U.S. Ag Secretary Ed Schaefer weighs in on tariffs and trade.
For home delivery of Ag Week, log on to agweek.com or call 800-811-2580. Intelligent farming means more crop from every acre. That starts with smart machines and precision application. Introducing the new Rogator C-Series from Challenger, featuring a newer, smarter, more precise way to apply fertilizers and nutrients, more accurately and more efficiently than ever before, resulting in less overlap and less crop damage, all to make you more productive and more profitable. To find out more, contact Butler Machinery today.
Get your row crops off to the right start with an early riser Case IH planter from Titan Machinery. Case IH early riser planters feature high-tech yet rugged planter row units that quickly adapt to the toughest seeding conditions, while leaving an optimal seed bed to promote early, uniform plant emergence. Only Case IH early riser planters are designed to leave a flat-bottom seed furrow, ensuring consistent seed depth and even emergence. Contact your local Titan Machinery location today for more information on the next generation of planting technology from Case IH.
Advanced Grain Handling is your regional dealer for grain handler dryers, bins, and accessories. With Grain Handler's continuous mixed flow drying systems, you're capable of high levels of grain dryer efficiency on all types of grain, including seed grain. Advanced Grain Handling also carries West Steel's quality stainless steel products for on-farm and commercial grain storage solutions. Advanced Grain Handling has licensed and trained service techs and a licensed electrical shop. Get a hold of Chad Kylo to find the perfect solution for your farm.
I'm 120, 130, 130, 55, once around the block, 212 miles right here, now have them times up. So
if you're thinking about selling a piece of land, or you're looking to sell some farm equipment, or if you're thinking about a retirement or involved in an estate, give us a call. We'll sit down and tell you all about the Steffes way. We think it's a good way. That's how we approach it. If any of those are in your plans, give us a call or go to steffesgroup.com. Learn all about us. Hope to hear from you.
Superior Grain Equipment offers storage and drying solutions designed for your grain handling needs. Mixed flow grain dryers from Superior offer even heating to reduce heat stress cracking, so you get higher quality grain, higher test weights, and better prices. Plus, they use half the energy of conventional screen dryers. Experience cost savings and superior grain conditioning. Make the superior choice today with Superior Grain Equipment.
Welcome back to Ag Week TV. In the current administration, ag is a big talking point right now in the region and the entire country. Whether it's corn and renewable fuel standards, the proposed tariffs on soybeans, or U.S. trading partnerships, there's no shortage of concerned folks. Joining us to add some insight into these and other topics is Ed Schaefer, the former governor of North Dakota and former U.S. Ag Secretary in 2008 and 2009. You have some insights into these concerns and maybe some opinions. What's your take on the current tariff situation?
The tariffs are very complex, very difficult, and very interwoven with products and services. And so it's very difficult to say, well, I'm going to do this over in this place, and then something will pop up in response in another area. So I think people are concerned. We don't know what's going on. It's a difficult situation. But it's going to unfold how it's going to unfold, because we've had the sabers drawn, and we're in the arena trying to talk it out right now.
Now shifting to trade, there's been a lot of talk about what's going to happen with NAFTA, and now going back into the TPP. Any predictions about what may happen there?
As we look at these trade agreements, and I've been there, I've been at the table, I've talked with other countries about trade, and especially with agriculture trade. I think it's important to kind of remain in a positive sense with a balance. The United States has the best, the safest, least costly food supply in the world. Other countries are desiring of that, and we can negotiate from a position of strength. I think we can work these out. I'm very confident that our position in the global trade today is a lot being driven by agriculture, and agriculture will win in the end.
Thinking back to the Russian grain embargo of 1979-80, it didn't last very long, but in that time period, Russians found other places to source their grain, and they started growing their own. And the argument that could be made that we never really recovered from that. Is that a fair analogy to what could be happening here now?
I think it is a fair analogy, and what it points to is the long-term aspects of what seemingly are short-term conversations. And in that case, it took forever to get back into the global grain market for the United States. And as you mentioned, when you do, other sources take place. We have the same situation with soybeans today. We are covered by the central directive from China saying we're going to concentrate on wheat and corn and we're going to buy soybeans. So they're kind of dependent on that import market for themselves right now, but they also have been urging farmers to plant soybeans and to provide a food security situation for their own country. That changes rapidly our ability to compete. And we don't want to give up any sales now, and we don't want to give up any sales in the future. What we do at the negotiating table for trade affects that dramatically, and that's why people are concerned. It's a very difficult situation, and the worry now is what the long-term ramifications or effects are if you do this.
Very good. Thank you very much. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
Former U.S. Ag Secretary and North Dakota Governor Ed Schaefer. There are some glimpses of spring in the weather. Your agri-weather forecast is next. And later, we'll show you where a new facility is growing a bigger and better ag education program.
Martinson Ag Risk Management offers a variety of crop marketing and crop insurance packages to our customers. With over 40 years of experience, our dedicated staff works hard to ensure you get the best advice on crop insurance, marketing, and risk management. Contact Randy or any of the staff at Martinson Ag Risk Management today at 701-205-4200 or visit us online at martinsonag.com.
DTE is your headquarters for flatbeds and service bodies for your truck. Whether you need to haul bales, heavy commercial equipment, or take every tool with you, DTE has the truck equipment you need. We have over 200 units on hand, or will custom build a flatbed or service body on your truck.
Like this Dewey's bale bed with dual lift cylinder arms. Lift, load, and handle your bales with ease.
When you need help at the farm, your business, or in the oil patch, count on DTE. DTE, let us build a truck for you.
This is Dennis Beliski reminding you we do auctions and we do them well. You've built your operation with hard work, and when it's time to sell, all or part, you deserve the best. Details from repairs and preparation to promotion and settlements are not routine. Chances are you'll only do this once, so we'll tailor an auction just for you and get it done right. On site at your farm or added to one of our highly successful Alaris Center auctions, we have the skill, reputation, and integrity to meet your needs with best-in-class commitment and quality service. Find us at resourceauction.com or call 701-757-4015.
Levosol is the most advanced nutrient efficiency solution, making phosphorus, zinc, and other key micronutrients more available to the plant. With 3 modes of action, it unlocks the nutrients in the soil. It makes the nutrients that it's applied with more available. And it is mobile in the plant for season-long activity. For more information, talk with your agronomy partner or visit wcdst.com.
Mayo Manufacturing, your Red River Valley source for Batco. Mayo Manufacturing, your Red River Valley Batco dealer.
Going back to the middle of the week when yet one more significant snowstorm spun up out of eastern South Dakota and tracked across the Iowa-Minnesota border, adding to snow totals or creating new, the dark blue 6 to 12 inches. We've been having a tough time getting rid of our snow this winter. And as of middle of the week, there was still a lot of snow over the entire upper Midwest. Some bare spots, obviously, but it's really been hanging around. Now, a lot of this has melted. It is, after all, April. Most of the snowpack is retreating nicely to north of the jet stream, and two things are happening at once. We're at that point in the spring now where even on a cloudy day, it's just really hard to keep snow from melting. Even on a cloudy, chilly day, there's going to be some melting just because of solar radiation. The other thing that's happening is the jet stream has finally retreated again, and it's starting to show some signs of ridging over the United States, which is allowing the warmer weather to expand. Now, there'll be some fronts from time to time, but generally speaking, the northern plains region will be warm enough to be rapidly melting whatever is left of any snow piles throughout the week. Minor setback late in the week, but it doesn't look like anything major. And notice the increase of this layer of warm temperatures across the United States. Now, that will build back in after a modest cool down, and I don't expect any real hot weather into the northern plains, but generally a lot more near average weather. And there will be those warm days from time to time down south. Parts of Texas will likely have several rounds of 90-degree temperatures, although it won't be consistently that warm. Note, by the end of the 2-week period now, we're about the 5th of May, starting to see southwest to northeast flow in the northern plains. That could bring some wet weather back to the region, maybe some storms. Here's what we're looking at this week. There will be a few shower systems passing through, and most of this will be fairly light. Of course, any additional rainfall, as we're trying to get the ground dried up and prepared for field work, is not necessarily what we'd like to see, but there are a few spots of the northern plains that could use a little bit of rain. Now, as we start to see the configuration of the jet stream change into the second week, we're going to begin to see the appearance of a southern jet. That could potentially set up a stormy pattern for the really parched area of the southern plains. More significantly, this southwest to northeast flow will likely produce wet weather in the northern plains in early May. Now, down south, where we're talking about a chance of thunderstorms almost 2 weeks out, that is significant because this is really the most severe drought in the United States right now, so that's a situation that does bear watching. Western Dakotas are a little dry as well. The rainfall coming not likely enough to make any big changes there. So a late April turnaround. Finally, the weather is returning to average, hopefully to give us some planting weather by sometime soon.
At Superior Grain Equipment, we're committed to quality and service, offering you the best in grain storage and dryers for any size operation. Our experts will work with you to determine the most efficient and economical storage solution for your needs. We help protect your bottom line and your future with the industry's best bins and warranties. Make the superior choice for protection today and tomorrow with Superior Grain Equipment.
Luckin Trucks and Parts sells quality used parts for all makes and models, with over 50 acres of trucks and parts and new inventory arriving daily. Family owned and operated since 1966, Luckin's specializes in the sale of quality used medium to heavy duty truck parts as well as pre-owned trucks, trailers, and construction equipment. If it's on a truck, we got it. Call us today and let us get you your part.
Micro Essentials is a unique product in the sense where it's a homogenized product that has 4 nutrients in every single granule. What makes it different than other products that are out in the country? So it has 4 different nutrients: nitrogen, phosphorus, sulfur, which is 2 forms of sulfur, and zinc in every granule. We're seeing multiple things. We have sulfate sulfur and elemental sulfur. The sulfate sulfur, we get the bulk of the use of it the first year. The elemental breaks down over time. I've had farmers come up to me and tell me that they not only see the benefit the first year in higher yield or higher quality, but they're seeing it in consecutive years. So it's a huge benefit for the grower to use it on a consecutive basis. Our overall goal is to increase our farmers' yields and help them produce a higher quality and higher yielding crop. It's giving them the opportunity to get more nutrients in one. It makes sense agronomically, it makes sense economically.
Stein Seed Company is home to one of the most prolific, highest-yielding corn and soybean breeding programs in the world. When it comes to research, yield is what matters most. With the largest private soybean breeding program in the U.S. and the industry's most aggressive corn research, Stein is in a class of its own when it comes to developing new, higher-performing seed. Choose genetics. Choose results. Give Shane Kylo a call at 701-866-9864 to learn what Stein Seed can do for your operation.
When Kidder County in central North Dakota merged its two high schools this year, there was one major hitch. The county school district's ag program had always been based at Tappan High School. All of the students now go to Steele High School. Steele had a shop, but not the kind of facility that would house all the ag and vocational ed offerings. Jenny Schlecht shows you how the new facility benefits students.
We're just really excited that our kids have the opportunity to have a facility such as this to pursue their ag program.
The Kidder County School District has seen some big changes this year as it integrates two high schools into one.
It is really amazing to see how it's come along. It's definitely an upgrade from our old shop.
But students say that a new ag facility is helping to unite the two communities.
It's a new building for a new program and a new school, so I think it really symbolizes the unity that we have now.
The school moved into the new $450,000 facility in January. It offers more space for the ag programs, including welding, and it's attracting more students.
Numbers have gone up quite a bit. We have more students. The location makes it a lot nicer, not the travel back and forth between the two schools.
I think it's pretty cool. I thought our shop over in Tappan was pretty nice, but to get this all built, this just allows us to do so much more than we could there and gives us so much more space.
Another point of pride for the school is that it's one of only two rural schools in the state that offer both ag and tech education, two subjects that often overlap.
We try to give our kids a wide enough variety of curriculum that they're going to be able to experience a lot of different things and then be able to choose what they want to do when they go to their post-high school career.
There are also plans to add a greenhouse and maybe someday down the road, a meat lab. In Steele, North Dakota, this is Jenny Schlecht for Ag Week.
Some students even helped with some of the finished construction and welding. Rural America is losing population as there are fewer and bigger farms, and the average age of farmers is now 60. A new documentary, Farmers for America, focuses on the people waiting to take their place, the obstacles they must overcome, and the big changes coming to America's food system. Ross Lockhart, who runs a small fruit and vegetable farm near Gardner, North Dakota, recently organized the first screening of the movie in North Dakota. He says it's important for farmers and non-farmers alike to know about the changing ag picture.
Certainly people are aware of what's going on in agriculture, and there's certainly misconceptions out there of what's going on in agriculture. So events like these are attempts to try to bridge that gap and bring both the general public and the agriculture community together.
The screening was sponsored by the North Dakota and Cass County Farmers Union. There was also a panel discussion after the film. There will be more of these community screenings around the state. Contact the Farmers Union to see if there's one near you.
I'm Michelle Rook here on the campus of South Dakota State University for the 90th Annual South Dakota State FFA Convention.
Get ready for the biological revolution. Agzyme by Ag Concepts is the leading biological soil enhancement product on the market today. Agzyme improves soil health and fertilizer efficiency for healthier crops and better yields.
Definitely is making a difference. I really feel that it gives me a bump in the soybeans and corn. I would say 55 up to 70 bushel soybeans. We've even had as high as 75. Probably the best bang for your buck.
Join the biological revolution with Agzyme by Ag Concepts.
Where do you go for the latest news in agriculture? Ag Week magazine. Reaching over 70,000 farmers and ranchers in North Dakota, Minnesota, South Dakota, and Montana. Ag Week provides the most up-to-date information on the markets, the trends, and the people who make it all happen. We're your source for news, not fluff. Dependable, trusted. Ag Week. Subscribe today by calling 1-800-811-2580.
Field Drainage Inc. has perfected the art of agricultural drainage by helping hundreds of farmers since 1978. We are a second-generation family-owned business for over 35 years. The Field Drainage Inc. team will work closely with you to conduct a thorough analysis of your needs and expectations, provide an estimate that fits your budget, perform all work in a timely and professional manner, and provide continued service after installation.
Field Drainage Inc., your trusted drain tile installation company for over 35 years.
Advanced biofuel for America's diesel engines is clean burning and made from renewable sources like soybean oil. Biodiesel fuel works in any diesel engine, reducing emissions, helping us breathe cleaner air. Biodiesel adds value to North Dakota soybeans, creating jobs, improving the environment, increasing our energy independence. Biodiesel, it starts with soybeans, it's fueling America.
I'm Jenny Garth, and as a mother of 3, I know kids worry about a lot of things. Getting enough food to eat shouldn't be one of them. But here in America, that is a real worry for 1 in 5 children. This is unacceptable, and something Feeding America is working to solve. Through a nationwide network of food banks, Feeding America serves virtually every community in the United States, including yours. See how you can help your community. Visit feedingamerica.org. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're Feeding America.
It was a big week for South Dakota FFA members as they attended leadership and career workshops and competed in various contests at their state convention. Nearly 275 members also received their state degree. Michelle Rook caught up with some of the big winners.
The brightest young leaders in agriculture gathered here this week in Brookings for the 90th annual South Dakota State FFA Convention. Despite a record-setting blizzard, FFA members came in part to compete in 44 different career development events.
I know when I went through them, they gave you not necessarily the exact skills that you were going to use for that career, but they helped you learn a little bit more about it.
I compete in ag mechanics. It's kind of a very broad, wide-ranging competition area from electrical to mechanics to welding.
One of the highlights of the convention is the Star Pageant, and the 2018 State Star Farmer is Justice Gregg of Winter.
For my project, I rent 160 acres of farm ground, along with running a cattle operation. Plus, in the springtime, I have a branding crew and a hauling business.
Callie Mueller was named State Star in Agri-Science. For her project, she tested 100 horses to see if facial characteristics relate to their disposition.
To see if swirls, wrinkles on the eyelids, the bulge on the forehead of the horse, if that makes a difference on their personality.
In-star Greenhand was Hadley Stiefvater for her extensive livestock project and ag advocacy work.
I really like the leadership opportunities and advocacy part of FFA. I really love learning all those different things and then applying it to help younger members and to help the community know where their food comes from.
The convention hosted more than 2,000 members and guests. In Brookings, I'm Michelle Rook reporting for Ag Week.
The South Dakota FFA Association also elected state officers, presented state proficiency awards in 44 different categories, honorary state FFA degrees, and meritorious service awards. They also packaged nearly 70,000 meals for the Feeding South Dakota project. Thanks for watching this week's edition of AgweekTV. Remember, for all your ag news, go to agweek.com and be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter as well. We'll see you next week.